chair, any weights you want to use, a cushion that could also act as a slider, all the good things, which you probably already have. We are going to go ahead and get right into it. So start in a parallel position. Circle your arms all the way up toward the sky. Hang here for a moment. It's kind of reaching in opposite directions. Then dive forward, so we're going kind of for a flat back, and release the arms and head over. You want to bend into the knees as you get into this position and stretch your legs straight. Bend and stretch. One more time, bend. You're going to stay here, keep one hand down, and reach the other arm up toward the ceiling. Finding a little bit of rotation in the spine here, and taking just a little bit more time to stretch across the back and hips. Then return that arm down, other side, nice and open through the chest. And hanging here one more moment longer. Bring that arm down. Stretch the legs as straight as you're comfortable with. I'm going to rotate here. So you've got your legs nice and straight, and then start treading through the feet. Hi everyone. I wish that I could read who is joining the class so I could give you a personal greeting. But glad you're here. If you're new, glad to have you. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments. Bend your knees one more time. Just kind of hang that head, shake it no, nod it yes. And then walk your hands forward to kind of your downward dog position and your feet back. And here, if this is a lot for you right now, you can do this kind of a standing at your pseudo bar rather than having your arms down on the floor. And then go back to that treading through the feet. My ankles are getting a little pop, snap it. What is the Rice Krispie thing? I can't even think of it now. Lower those knees down so that the shoulders are right over the wrists, the hips are over the knees, and then you're going to round into the spine. So you're getting kind of that cat-cow stretch. Hang here for a sec. Release that head. Shake it no gently. Filling the stretch into kind of that mid-back area where we don't get a lot of movement. And then go through your neutral to your extended position. And then returning back through neutral one more time. Releasing through the different areas of the spine, getting that stretch. You can kind of move across that, shifting the weight gently. Then move through your neutral and back into your extended position. And then drawing back just a little bit into your child's pose to stretch in through the shoulders. Walk the hands to one direction, and you should feel kind of a nice stretch through the side body there. And then walk your hands the other direction. Side body stretch. All of this should be a good warm-up for all the fun control things we're going to be doing. Go ahead, roll up. We're going to stay on the mat for just a little bit longer. So you want to come onto your back. We'll do some ab work, just getting some core warm up here. So bringing your legs to your tabletop position, the arms, just they can come to the back of the head or to the legs themselves. We're going to extend one leg out at a time, switching through it. If you're still getting kind of that warmth generating, you could have your head down, and then you can maybe lift and lower if you want. Just kind of taking your time to get that good warm up. Good. And then I'm going to lower down through the upper body this time, and here you can extend those legs out and then tuck them back in. The legs can go higher toward the sky. They can go lower toward the floor. And then if you'd like, you can bring the hands to the back of the head, lifting and lowering. Breathe it out. We have a few more. Is anyone doing anything fun for Mother's Day? I'm going to go and surprise my mom. My sister and I are going to drive down there, and we're going to just stand outside and talk to them. My parents, at least. Good, we're going to lift it. We're going to hold here. Reach those arms toward the toes. Extend one leg out, and then we're just going to lift and lower that leg. If you need to, hands come behind the head. Then the other leg extends out, and the same thing. We're doing 5 of these. Two more, fill in the core. Last one. Then everything comes back in. Hug the knees, gentle rock side to side. And roll yourselves all the way up. Good morning to our bodies, right? I'm going to move my mat here for a little bit. And if you like a little, like if you have a kind of wood floor like I do, you might be fine without socks, or you might want socks. If you have carpet, you know, like make your choice if you want to use some socks, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, facing toward my bar, I'm taking a parallel position to start. I'm going to lift through the heels, bend in my knees, lower the heels, and stretch the legs straight. Lift, bend, lower, and straighten. I just realized that I'm doing this art project, so that's what all the flowers and things are that you're seeing in the background. So, anyway, if you're curious what's going on there, since that's a new addition to what you're seeing in my home. One more time here. Rise, bend in the knees, keep those knees bent, stay tall in the spine, and then we're going to do some short range pulses up and down here. If you want, you can practice kind of bringing one arm off or both arms off for a more balanced challenge, or keeping them there as we are just in the beginning of our class. Good, then stretch those legs all the way straight. Keeping the legs straight, abs are strong. Lift and lower just the heels a few times. Moving across the ankle feet joint. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then I'm going to rotate now, and as I rotate to face you, I'm also rotating through the hips. So I'm externally rotated, making that V shape. So here, we're going to rise up through the heels, plie, that's that bend in the knees, lower the heels, and stretch the legs straight. Now I've chosen to add my arm to this, and you can, if you'd like, you could even keep both hands on that bar and face to it as you roll through the feet here. Just wanted you to be able to see in a little bit more detail what's going on with my legs. One more time. Then we rise up. We're going to stay up and do a little lift and lower. Draw your pubic bone slightly forward. Keep your abs really engaged. Think of the whole front of your body as the core, right? The whole trunk space. Then we're going to rise, hold, plie into those knees. Stay tall in the spine. Have a hand down if you'd like. And we pulse, pulse, pulse. Think of the back, lengthening the back of the head, the back of the neck, the whole spine, everything lengthening and filling the space behind you. The core remaining strong, those rib cage ribs. They're the kind of floating ones, kind of dropping down toward the hips. Good. Then we're going to hold here. Are you feeling it? Bring those arms in front of you. The heels drop down, and then they lift up. Lift and lower. So we're keeping our plie, the bend in the knees. We're staying tall through the spine, connecting with the breath. Try to really access those lower abdominal muscles right there into the pelvic floor. Should be getting some warmth by now. Like, we're not messing around anymore, right? We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold there. Get a little bit deeper. Pulls it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch your legs straight. You are balancing. You're still lifted out of the heels here. And in this balance, change your focus. If you'd like, change your arms as well. It doesn't matter about the arms. You can kind of play with them. If you need to, you can put your hand down on the bar. But changing this focus means that we're working more in the proprioception and in our balance through our full body, right? Then we're going to shift our weight toward our bar. You can take a hand down if you need it. See if you can bring your weight into just one leg. And whoa, I'm falling. And see if you can find a balance. Whoa, I'm off balance here. So even if you're just, like wobbly wobbles the way I am, no big deal. Shake it out. I'm feeling that through my ankles. Feels pretty great. We're going to shift to our other side. So coming back to that first position. And then this time we're going to go into our plie. Again, feel free to use the arm. You could even, if you're ready for it, start to add a weight to it. Heels, we're doing the same thing. So we're plieing, then we rise through the heels, we stretch the legs straight, and we lower. Getting deep and getting that movement really going so that that heat is generating through our bodies, and we're ready for all the bigger movements that we're going to be doing here shortly. Let's do one more time. I'm terrible at counting today. I don't know if you've noticed. So we're gonna rise up and then lift and lower through the heels here. Lift and lower. So again, really getting that warmth through the legs. Think of the rotation from the hips there. Draw that pubic bone forward, engage in the core. Then we're gonna rise up, stay there, bend into the knees. Stay tall even though our knees are bent. We don't wanna start slumping forward. Stay tall there and we pulse it out. Try to keep the lift in the heels. If your legs start to shake, no big deal. That's normal. So let them shake it out, right? Breathe with it. Good. Hang here for a little bit. If you need to have your hand down, do so. Then we're going to hold here, just the heels. Down and up. Down and up. I forgot to mention, if you have any issues through the feet, lifting the heels is hard, you can just keep your heels down through this or have kind of a mat or a double mat under your feet. That gives you just a little bit more cushion. Let's go 2 more. 1 more, we lift the heels. We're going to get a little bit deeper. We're going to pulse it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we stretch the legs straight. Stay up through those heels, lifting, lifting, lifting. And now here's where we change our focus. We can change our arms. The goal is to really challenge that proprioception, but to stay really solid through the core line, the center line. We're going to shift our weight over to our bar. If we need to, take that weight and then lift out of that other foot, right? Now you can bring it back to a little coupe. That's a tiny little bend, ankles touching, and go for your balance here. Or if the leg is just, moving through space, whatevs, bring it down, shake it out. My ankles are feeling good and warm. I'm gonna reset my bar, have a quick sip. And now we're gonna get into just a little bit more movement through our legs. So come back to our first position. Wait if you want more from the upper body. And then we start with the plie in first. So that's heels together, toes apart, Pilates V. Then we step out, second position. Bring it in. First position, second position. So if you're like first position, second position, and you have no idea what I'm talking about, no worries. In second position, your legs are kind of wider than the shoulders. You're still rotated. And you're doing that same bend at the knees. So that's that external rotation. We have 2 more. 1 more. Good. Then we're going to take this out to our second position. We find that our pubic bone is still pulling forward, so we're tall in our spine, just to show you that length in the spine, not this with the butt sticking out. So stay here. I'm trying to keep my bend in my knees. Then we're going to lift up and zip the legs together. So our feet are right side by side, and our heels are lifted. Then we lower back down, and when you come back in again, you're going to take this leg behind the other leg and zip it up, and then back down, and zip it up, and back down. Now, if you have problems coming up onto the ball of the foot, you can do this and keep your heels down. So I'm just going to show you that really quick. If not, and you want to go for the fullness of it, great, fantastic. Come along with me. We're going to go one more time, in and out, front and back. Then we're going to hold here. Woo, yeah. One arm with a weight, one arm without. Feels pretty great, if you know what I mean. And then just hold, hold, hold here. Find that balance, and then set it down. Shake it out. Now the same leg that's been moving out and in, we're going to keep working with it. So we'll close that leg in front. Just means that we place the leg in front of the others, and the other legs, the other leg that you have. Hopefully you don't have more than one. And then again, if you want to have your weight, we're going to take that leg out. We're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now if the arm is feeling tired, then no big deal. No weight in hand. Now this leg does not have to go super high. It can just stay low the whole time. As you're lifting and lowering, I'm just going to turn to the side a little bit. We want to stay tall in the spine so that we're not dropping the leg forward, the chest forward when we lift the leg. My speech today is really off. So, just my apologies now, as I call my chest my leg, and my leg my chest, and everything else in between. Good. Now here, come up with the leg, hold there, take your balance if you can, small pulse, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it in. Shake it out if you need to. Sometimes we just feel it right there in that hip flexor, and you can even do a little kind of swing of the leg. This is just to release in the hip if you are feeling that. Okay, and now to the side. So again, we have the leg kind of slightly in front of your other leg, and we're lifting and lowering. Now the side does not mean directly to the side, and this is what I mean. I'm going to show you. My side is kind of at a diagonal. So not straight in front and not directly to the side. So wherever your feet, your toes are pointing, you're going to follow that trajectory. And then we're going to hold our leg out and pulse 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, grow tall through the standing leg, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it in. Now we're going to close our moving leg, we're going to close it behind, and I'm rotating just a little bit because I'd like for you to be able to see this. We're going to lift the leg and the arm. Lift and lower. So my leg is reaching behind me, and again, it does not have to be high. Because we just don't have as much back space, meaning mobility into our back space without moving our hips, you're going to see that my spine leans slightly forward in kind of that counter action. Zip up through the core. One more time, and then we're going to hold the leg and arm out there and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it in. Switch everything out. Resetting, you can turn around if you'd like, otherwise it's nice to be able to have a bar that you can use so easily. Let's see, am I going to move out of your space? I don't think so, but let me just shift that a little. Okay, so we start back in that first position, plie, where we then step that leg to the side to our second position. This is when we close the leg in front, we zip those legs together, and then we step back out, and then this time we zip the leg behind. We go out, we get a deep plie, and then we lift. This deep plie is called grand plie. We're taking it out wide, and we're zipping it up. Breathe it in, breathe it out. This is our opportunity to really open up into the hips here, getting as much mobility as we can, preparing us once again for that next step, and we're lifting and lowering the legs. Let's go one more time, closing in front, and then back out, and close behind, and hold here for a moment. Let's just take that little balance, breathe it in, and have the weight in one hand and not the other, and then we're gonna lower it down. Good, so the leg that we've been moving all the different directions, that's the leg that comes just in front, and we lift and lower. Breathe out, breathe in. Good. We have 5 more. 4. My arm is feeling tired. 3, 2. Then we are going to hold this next one up. Stay here. We're going to pulse and pulse. You can take that arm out in front for more challenge. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. We go to the side. Now again, remembering that the side is on that diagonal. Reach it out. Breathe it out. We're still rotated in our hips. Our standing leg hip is really trying to lift high to the sky so we're not sinking into it. We have 2 more here. 1 more. Then we lift and hold and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Shake it out. If you need to, do a little release through the hip. Let it swing and release. And then closing that leg behind. We, again, go for that lift. Remember, we're going to do a little lean forward through the upper body, but that doesn't mean we lose that core connection. Our abs really are the key here to connecting all that's going on in the upper body with everything that's going on in the lower body. So the more that you feel that engagement, the more full, strong in your whole body you're going to feel. Also, it's really good to protect your back. You know, so many benefits in Pilates. 2 more. Then we hold this one up, we stay up and we pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring it in, shake it out. Reset, quick drink. Okay, my friends, I'm gonna roll my mat back out. And we're still gonna be standing, but we're gonna transition into being on the floor here. So I want to just have that ready. Weights in hand. Take your second position. So that's that wide stance, externally rotated from the hips. Bend into the knees here. Good. Now, as we send those arms up, and you can have weights or not have weights, you're gonna lift your heels and lower. So arms and heels are moving together. We have 4 more like this. 3, should have opened a window. 2, good, we're gonna lift and stay lifted in our heels and do little pulse press. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay down, see if you can get a little bit lower. Reach just one arm over. Feel that lateral reach, so that's that side body reach. Noticing just that long stretch. We've been down into this plie for a good minute now, so the legs should be feeling that. One more time. Stay in that plie, reach the other side. Breathe it out. Breathe it in. Long stretch. We have 5 more. 4. Good, everybody. 3. Get a little bit deeper in that plie. 2. And 1. Stay in your plie for me. Get a little bit deeper. Can we do it? Arms are together. Heels go back to that lift and lower. Breathe out. Woo, I'm going to fall over. We're almost at 2 minutes in this plie. Strong legs here, folks. We have 4 more. There's that 2-minute mark. 3. Lift those heels. 2. And 1. Bring the legs together. Shake it out. Whew, how did that feel? Was it easy? Were you like, oh, no problems, Marth, give me more? I hope so. I hope you're just good and strong. We're going to come down to the floor. Now before, if your heart rate is up a little bit, stay up. We're not going all the way down. And then if you kind of in that level 1 area where you like to have that support in the low back, grab your cushion here. Arms are going to come in front of you. And we're going to lean back into that C curve. So we're really feeling that core stability. Feet are flat on the mat. And then exhale up and inhale down. In my dream last night, you guys were like telling me, oh, are we going to do the full roll up today? And I was like, yeah. But I was a little bit confused because, of course, I'm like, we do that roll up all the time. Like, what are you talking about? And in my dream, you're like, no, the full roll up. And the full roll up is just like when you're lying down on your back. In my dream, it was basically coming into a teaser. Just the full teaser. So it's like, yeah, we're going to hit that right from the start. I love that I was dreaming about that. Roll back. Keep your C curve. Have your support if you need it. Rotate side to side. If you want to do more challenge, lift the legs. Good. And then we're going to lower all the way just kind of gently go there and, you know, go into the full roll-up. So I'll tell you, in my dream, this is what the full roll-up was. And then we were going to come up, and then we're just going to stay here, and then we're going to go back down. But we're going to do the roll-up as it normally is, according to Joseph Pilates and not according to Martha's Dreams, where you roll all the way up, reach toward the toes, sit up nice and tall, and then roll back down again. Now, you're probably familiar with the variations. Variations being with knees bent, like this. Additionally, if you're needing more support, you can kind of use that leg as some leverage, or just depending on the way your body is, you might be tucking your toes under something, or you might come back to that C curve that we've been working on to build that strength in the roughest spots. So by now, hopefully you've done 4 or 5, depending on your speed. We're going to finish this one out by rolling back halfway and holding there. So we come back to that position we were in before, and we go back to that small little reach. So we're bookending our roll-ups with this. Carve out the abs like you're like a ice cream scoop, scooping out the center of the body. Then we rotate. Legs can come up one or both, or some variation thereof. Almost there. Last one, and bring it in and relax. Okay, my people. Coming on to your side, we go for our crossed ankle position. This is our side bend. The arm reaches out long, so you have that space between the arms and the rear end, and you have 2 options. First option is just to keep the shin down and stretch up and over. That should feel nice. Option number 2 is to go all the way straight. And then the goal is to get the shoulder over the wrist. That's why you kind of have some distance to start, because you know you're going to lengthen your legs up and over. Lengthen your legs and then send your body up and over. Breathe it in, breathe it out. We'll do 2 more like this. One more time. If you need to, you could be on your forearm and then bring it in. Lovely, we'll go to the other side. And just so you have a visual on the forearm, so if you're doing your shin, this is what it looks like. I'm going to scoot over a little bit. And then if you're going into a straight leg, it's going to be just a little bit, it's not going to feel as big, but there's still value to it. So you're finding that position for you, for your body. I'm trying not to fall over. And then that was 5, I believe. So we'll bring that all back together again. Wrists, if you have any issues, do a little roll out of the wrist. And I'm going to add a little cushion under my knee for this next one. So grabbing that. So the shoulders are back to going over the wrists. The knee is just kind of under the hip there. And then we're going to lift the other leg up. And here, we're going to lower and lift. The body's kind of like a teeter-totter. It's like, is it the fulcrum? The knee is my fulcrum. And then I'm kind of shifting forward and back. And I'm hugging my elbows into my waistline here. Now, if you're just like wanting more, then of course you can take the bent knee out of it entirely and go for your full plank push-up. That's fine as well. And I know some of us have some knee issues, so do the variation that works for you. So we switch legs, and then again, sort of this teeter-totter moment. We have 5 more like this. 4 more. Oops, slipping. 3. Good. 2 more. You could do this with both legs down. 1 more. Then bring it back. Pull back. Quick child's pose stretch. Stretching in and through the arms and the shoulders. And I'm going to roll out my wrists because that's how my wrists are. They need that little extra roll. Okay, we're going to come to a standing position and add just a little bit of cardio into this. And there are options, of course, to it. So I want to show you options. So, chair, and then we're standing facing, we're in that rotated position through the hips. We take our leg that's farthest from the chair and we bend behind, and then we lift that leg up. Bend and lift. Bend and lift. So then as you're lifting, feel that swing of the leg. This is just our starting position. I keep looking down, but you don't need to. So that swing and release, and then that bend into the legs. So as we take this into more cardio, we bend and then we're gonna lift. Now when you lift up, you can come to a passe, or you can just do kind of that swing that we were doing before. The passe, to be more clear, is just your toe kind of pointing in towards your knee. It looks a little bit like a 4, right? So we bend, don't fall, and we jump. Bend and jump. That's our goal. Now, of course, if you're not jumping today, then maybe you're doing what we were doing before. And that's fine. We're going to go for 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, last one. And then, of course, the other side. So coming back to it, we're bending back behind, so the knees bend, and then we lift up. Good. So wherever we're releasing into that knee, if you want to just practice coming to that passe. I gotta catch my breath. Hard to talk to you and also jump. We're going to do just a few more. You can stay down and continue to do this, or you can add the jump in. And here is where we add our jump. Bend and jump. Little hop. Breathe it out. Ooh, yeah. Keep breathing. We're going to do 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2, last one. And we bring it in. How's that feel? Is the heart rate moving just a little bit? I hope so. Okay, not done with our little cardio portion just yet. So I believe we've done this before in previous classes. You're going to step to the side, take your foot back behind, and take that weight and shift. Step, shift your weight behind and in front. Step side, behind, shift, and land. So it's a little ball change, as I like to call it, but it's a little rock. You step side, rock back and forth. So then we continue to do that, just staying with our feet on the ground, or we can hop and switch, hop and switch, hop and switch. So when I say switch, I mean that we're stepping back, rocking and shifting. Rock and rock, rock. Good, now if you're not getting the rocks, no big deal. Just step and land. Reach and land. Little air time or not. And then if you'd like to, you can add some arms up and down. I know my downstairs neighbor loves me right about now. So try to have a soft landing. Almost through, my friends. One more time each direction, and we'll finish that up. Okay, shake it out. Fill that out. Quick sip. And then standing, or if you want to be kneeling, you could be kneeling for this as well. So at the bar, we come to our rotated position. You might have your forearms down because we're going to work through that back leg. So we're taking our leg back, still rotated. We're going to lift and lower, lift and lower. Now I know we've done this before where we lift our heel up. And so you, if you'd like, can add that heel lift. I'm going to keep my heel down. We have 3 and 2 and 1. Then we're going to stay up, hold there. Bend the knee in so you're pulling the knee in toward the elbow. Extend it back out, lift. Bend, extend, lift. Small movement. Good, we have 4 more like this. As you're moving through this, your core is strong. 3, 2, 1. Now this next one is our clincher. So we're going to take the leg out to the side here. We're going to lower it down, lift up, lower and lift. Breathe it out. We have 5 more here, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. Then you know we're going to stay up here. 1, hold here, we pulse 10, 9, 8, 7, get that leg up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we bring it in. Woo, yeah, shake it out. Feeling that waistline for that? Because I certainly do. And you know, it's like terrible and great at the same time, as is the case with Pilates and bar work. We lift and lower other side. Breathe it out. Breathe it in. Remember, you can be up on the ball of the foot here. I encourage it for more challenge. You can play with your balance here. My leg is starting to cramp. Good. We're going to hold that leg up. Tuck it in. Extend it out and lift. Tuck, extend, lift. Watch the shoulders. Breathe it out. Are you death gripping your chair? Can you relax? Ease off a little bit. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, then 1. We're going to hold that leg. We swing it to the side. Oh, well, we swing it to the side and then we drop it down. I was going to do a whole different exercise there for a second. Lift and lower. Breathe it out. We have 5 more. 4, 3, 2, then 1. We're going to hold the leg up, stay up, and pulse 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep lifting. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Lower it down. Oh, yeah. And here we'll come all the way down to the floor. If you have your heart rate up a little bit right now, you just want to be careful as you lie all the way onto the ground. Take a few slow breaths to regulate. If you're not having that problem, you might be fine just lowering all the way to the ground. So the legs here, we're going to rotate them. I love this ab series for my bar work. So I'm just going to shift my body a little bit, hoping that you can see that my legs are in kind of a diamond shape. Then the hands come behind the head for that neck support. And I'm going to keep that rotation in my legs and lift and lower. And each time I lift and lower my upper body, I'm going to stretch my leg a little bit straighter so that I get straight in 4. Now I'm going to lower my leg down in 4. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Then I'm going to lift back up. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And bend back down in 4 and 3, 2, all the way to the floor, 1. And the other leg starts. So variation-wise, you can just keep this small. You don't have to go all the way straight or all the way lower. Like you might just go to here. And then when you lower down, you might just keep the knee bent. And you could even tap your foot down for more support, and then back up again. So this is your modified version, and then 4 all the way down to the floor. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Now we do a slight variation of that where both legs lift. Now it's your choice. As you do this, you can lift one leg and then the other leg, or you can lift both legs at the same time, all right? So making sure that you're feeling that core stability. Breathe out, exhale. We lift and then straighten and straighten. Now this time, instead of lowering toward the floor that direction, we're going to go to the side. So we go in a straddle. 4, 3, 2, and we're going to stay here in our straddle. We're going to reach. 10, 9, little reach. 8, 7, 6, fill those abs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring it down in 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then close those legs. Hug those knees in. Gentle rock side to side. Okay, placing the feet flat on the mat, grabbing the weights if we'd like them, and going into some bridge work here. So I'm going to do a tricep press. My elbows are pointed up. Press those hips up, stretch the arms straight, and lower down. We're going to do 3 more so that we have 5 altogether. And I don't know if you can see this, but I am pressing my hips straight up, so I'm not rolling through it. Good, so that should have been about 5. We extend one leg up, either it's straight or it's in tabletop, and we do that same thing. You could even do a variation where you bend and extend. Just, for funsies. Or you can keep that leg totally straight. One more time. We bring that in, other leg. We find that position, press it up. 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Everything coming down. We just don't have enough time for all the fun things. Roll yourselves up and turn out so that you're just in a little bit of a butterfly position through the legs. One arm to the side. We're going to reach up and over. This is our stretch here. Long body reach. We're just about to the end of this class. Come up and over. Breathe into it and breathe it out. Reach the arm long. Lovely stretch. Look up toward the sky, rotating through the spine just a little bit. And then come back up and over. Now this time as you come over, You're going to turn and place that hand down toward the floor, toward the knee, so that you're looking for a rotation of the spine, and you're looking behind you as you release over. So you feel a kind of a spiral connection. Unwind that up and over to the other side, and then hand comes to the knee, the floor, whatever is good. Rotate, look behind you. Feel the rotation, the spiral up through the neck. Breathe into it. Then long stretch and bring it all the way up. Okay, you guys, we're done. We're out of time. If you want to stay a moment, stretch a little bit more across the legs and the hips. And otherwise, I will see you guys next time.